To me, a beautiful woman is a woman of strength, of grace, of vision, and a woman who has a mind towards the legacy she wants to leave behind. She's a woman who owns her voice wholly and without apology, a woman who enjoys the journey that she's on, and a woman who is passionate about living her very best life. I'm on a journey to becoming a truly beautiful woman.
My definition of what a beautiful woman is one who has strength. Mental strength, emotional strength, physical strength as well.
Who is a beautiful woman? To me, a beautiful woman is God-fearing, fearless, strong, and not afraid to be vulnerable at the same time. They have a kind heart, courageous, put a smile on other people's faces, and above all, they don't actually care what other people think of them. That's what a beautiful woman means to me.
Who is a beautiful woman to you? This question runs deep in my soul as I have been conflicted as to what the true answer to that question is. I wrestle with the physical and spiritual meaning of what beauty espouses. Today, when I was asked the question, it weighed heavily on my mind. And I knew that I had to dig deep to define what it means to me. Without further ado, a beautiful woman to me is kind and honest, loving and caring, truthful, independent and supportive, ambitious, driven by purpose, curvy, straight, slim, thick, and a lot more. Or, last but not least, a beautiful woman is you.
Beauty is deeper than physical appearance. Beauty is found in you. A beautiful woman is a woman who loves herself for who she is and who accepts others for who they are. A beautiful woman is a kind woman, a woman who speaks her truth, who isn't afraid to stand up for what she believes in. A beautiful woman is a God-fearing woman.
Hello everyone and welcome to the launch of Be-You-Ti-Ful book. My name is Ayomaire Esse and I'm excited, delighted and honored to be your host for today's launch event. Today we're going to take you on a journey. We're going to take you on a journey called Be-You-Ti-Ful, and we'll get to hear the story behind the book, speak to a few people as well as interact with some of you who have actually read the book. We'd love for you to engage with us as much as possible throughout the duration of today's event. And so we'd ask you to please go onto our social media handles at Be-You-Ti-Ful book, or actually at Be-You-Ti-Ful_book, using the hashtag for today's event, Be-You-Ti-Ful book. And of course, we know the way Be-You-Ti-Ful is spelled throughout today. It is B-E, that's B, Y-O-U-U-T-Ful. So Be-You-Ti-Ful. And so for across all our social media pages, handles, please use Be-You-Ti-Ful_book and also use the hashtag Be-You-Ti-Ful_book. Now on YouTube, which you're probably watching us from, we are at Bodam Taiwo, and you get to meet Bodam Taiwo in the course of today's event. A true epitome of beauty, and she'll be speaking to us from our heart, real, honest, no holding back, no forming, nothing at all like that, just being very real with us, and we know that you'll really, learn a lot from her life. So ladies and gentlemen who are also watching, I hope you're ready. Welcome to Be-You-Ti-Ful. And so we hope you found your beautiful corner with your beautiful journal, ready to go on this beautiful journey with us. And so first part, today is divided into two parts. The first part is going to be review sessions, people talking about how they feel about the book. That's for those who have read it. And also to hear a little bit from the author, Bodam Taiwo, as to her journey to Be-You-Ti-Ful. And then the second part is one I hope you don't miss. We'll have a fireside chat with Bodam, as well as listen to a woman whose life we believe is the epitome of beautiful, and she'll be sharing with us heart to heart honest, real conversation as to what it means to be beautiful. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you to Be-You-Ti-Ful today and also introduce our first reviewer as well as some videos to just set the tone for today's launch. Once again, welcome to Be-You-Ti-Ful.
Hi, my name is Nezi, and I'm here to talk about my thoughts on the Be-You-Ti-Ful book. I've known Bodam for about 9 years, and when I picked up the book to read, I was quite curious. I wanted to know what she has to say that I haven't heard before. So the book, I actually like the way it reads. It's an easy book to read. It reads like a chit-chat between two friends, two close friends, like a heart-to-heart conversation that you have with your best pal over a glass of wine. And the favorite thing that I like about the book is the small notes in the beginning of the book. It's like a very special touch, like a love letter from a close friend. The book itself portrays the challenges that women face and the difficulties that they encounter in different phases of their lives. It expresses their fears and their doubts, but it also fosters hope. That hope that whatever your background, whatever the difficulty or challenge that you're going through at the particular moment, whatever stage of life you are in, that you can always start. You can always begin now to get on that journey to truly becoming the you that you were meant to be, the you that you were created to be. Another thing I like about the book is that the author's core values were actually very well reflected in the book. You can tell that she's someone who is in love with God and someone who is trying to live a life of faith. Now, how you know a good book is what it evokes in you, the emotions that it evokes in you. And this book did quite a number on me. And when I was reading the book, I had all these different emotions. I was proud of Bodam, of the woman that she's become, of the way she faced her challenges and how far she's come in her journey. I was happy, and if I'm being honest, a little envious of her passion for life, her love for life. I got upset with her French professor. I was disgusted with the beauty pageant fellow. I was a bit uncomfortable when I got to chapter 4 because, well, but then I had to eat the humble pie and take the lesson there. By the time I got to chapter 6, I was already taking notes. In chapter 5, I felt special, unique. I felt, I felt really beautiful. I mean, talk about pink diamond, blue diamond. Actually, I had to resist the temptation of telling my husband, dude, you have to know this thing called rhodium. So anyways, by the time I got to chapter 7, I was inspired, I was motivated. And like I said, the book is an easy read. It's also easy because it's divided into 3 parts. The first part being you is the chapters 1 to 2. Then the second part, becoming, that's chapters 3 to 5. And then becoming truly beautiful, chapters 6 and 7. And I have a few quotes. I need to take a look at my notes to tell you some of my favorite quotes. In chapter 5, there's this quote that she said, "Dress for the body you have now, not the body you wish you had, or the body you will have when your diet is done working." I could totally relate to that quote because sometimes there's that temptation to, keep hoping that you get better, you get you be able to dress for the body that you don't have at the moment. And of course, the general message that you are beautiful was very well reflected throughout the book. And I actually love, that's one of my favorite things about the book, the fact that it portrayed beauty as something internal, not the physical stuff that we are sold every day. And that the fact that everybody is beautiful, regardless of shape, race, color, height, whatever it is, you are beautiful just as you are. So I really loved it about the book. Then one really, really, really favorite quote that I came across in chapter 6 that resonated very well with me, where she said, "The reason you've been placed on this earth is to birth is to birth a part of the heart of the Father, right? I found that very, very touching. And then there's another quote: your purpose is how God flows through you to touch the corner of the work of the world that He's placed you in. Then going on to chapter 7, there's this quote: it starts with you. That's like a mantra that all of us should have. And then I really love the part where she said, you cannot be mediocre and leave a legacy behind. She was talking about legacies and the fact that for you to even be able to leave a legacy, you can't afford to be mediocre. Because after all, we're not talking about leaving a negative legacy. We're focusing on positive legacies. Then very importantly, I know people don't like to think about death, but something she said here actually got me thinking. She said, ask yourself, how do I want to be remembered when I die? I mean, that question it gets you thinking, how do I want to be remembered when I die? And when you think about it, and when I thought about it actually, I found that there are so many things in my life that I felt I needed to change. Okay. So recommending this book, I'll recommend this book to every woman, regardless of your background, your race, your tribe, your stage in life, your age, because there's something for everyone in that book. I actually would recommend it for men as well, because I'm sure we all have sisters, daughters, girlfriends, wives, and reading that book actually, there's a message for you there, something that you can take from it and impact the lives of people around you.
Yes, I had to start like this. First of all, I had to flaunt my nails and to let you guys know that I represent some way the woman written in this book as well, and that's because I have the Oso as my friend and sister. Welcome to the official launch of Be-You-Ti-Ful. My name is Oluwatosin Ogwene, and I am so proud of what my sister, my friend, has done. Congratulations, William Tayo. So about this, I have read it and I would say that wow, I'm your friend. I have lived part of the life that you wrote in this book. I was with you and I still have so much to learn. This is a book where you have poured out yourself. You've opened up your life for us to walk into, and you are vulnerable, so vulnerable with everyone that touches this book, and I'll say God bless you for that. Reading this book helps us to value our family. When you read this book, you will know that it is important to know who you are. It is important to know where you're from. It is important to embrace where you're from. This is a book where it's a love relationship, a book where God is expressing his love and call to his daughter, and letting her know in different stages of her life that I want you, you're mine, I love you, I actually have the blueprint of your life. Stop trying to be the architect and the author and the developer of your life. I've got my plans for you. So this book takes you through knowing who you are in Christ, embracing you, So I wrote down a few things. I call this book a manual, a blueprint for a woman to be able to know who you are. Um, so that's looking at every bit of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the perfect, the beautiful, looking at every bit of you, knowing who you are, then loving that you that God has made, loving yourself, and then knowing that you now love, you are beautiful, because that is who God has created you to be, a beautiful person. And then expressing that person, that woman that you have embraced, allowing that woman to have a voice, allowing that woman to be expressive, allowing God to express himself through you. This book is a manual, is a guide, it's it's a blueprint, a script for every girl, every woman, every daughter. So many bits telling you how to behave, how to carry yourself, how to be loud yet quiet. Loud in the sense that you have a voice, and that voice has authority. That voice comes from a place of confidence, of knowing who you are. But quiet in the sense that you're calm, you're passing the message, but you're not overbearing. The thing, you're present, but what is being heard is actually the wisdom, the things that is coming out of your mouth, not every other thing. I did something in this book where she says, so in part of the places that talks about how to dress, wear tops that have ruffles. And I've got a top. See, it's right button all the way to the top, but it's ruffled, it's covered. I'm beautiful. I feel great. I feel like, yes, so yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Budem, for doing this, for writing this. I want to, when you spent time here with us in the UK, it was very important for us to celebrate this milestone, this achievement, and then we had a book launch with organized for you by friends, because of something that's come across as well in this book, and which we know is very important, is the people you surround yourself with, your core, the people that, your pillars, the people that God has blessed you with. And a few of us in UK that we're privileged and honored to be such people, we thought it was important for us to celebrate you. And then we had the mini book launch in UK during COVID era. Yes, well, it had died down a bit, and we did everything in love. We're not many. I think we're just six, eight. But we just wanted you to know that we love you so much. We're proud of you. We're proud of what you've achieved. We're proud of Be-You-Ti-Ful, the first of many great things to come. A book that I can read, a book that I can keep and give my daughter to read. Thank you so much. God bless you. And ladies, if you haven't grabbed your copy, grab a copy, read it. But the most important thing is celebrate the woman that you are. Allow God to express himself through you. Love you. You're big, you're strong, you're powerful, you're great. And yes, God bless you. Congratulations again, Be-You-Ti-Ful. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bolanle Johnson, also known as BBJ, and I'm here today to give a review of this beautiful book written by Be-You-Ti-Ful. So, I had the privilege of hosting the UK launch of this book, and Bodam was just as real as you can get. I mean, the questions I asked her, the responses she gave were so down to earth, were so honest. So there were no skeletons in the cupboard. I mean, she poured her heart out, and I saw that come through in this book. So when I picked up this book, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I mean, at the back of the book, it says, oh, what is the secret to living your very best life? Trust me, who doesn't want to know that? I mean, if anyone told you that, oh, please come pay me £50,000 to tell you how to live your best life, wouldn't you pay it if you can afford it? So I saw it and I was like, this sounds interesting. And trust me, she did not disappoint. She didn't disappoint. I mean, it's how, if I take back to how she described the events in her life, as in she is so much into detail. I mean, she described the events to the T. I have never read a book where I felt like I was actually part of the moment. When she spoke about how Christmas was at home, I could imagine the house. I could imagine the setup, the way she described the living room, the rooms and the doors. It just felt like I was part of them. As in, even as I'm speaking now, I could imagine the compound, her compound as she described in the book. And that shows you the authenticity in how she's written this book. She was honest. This book is the real deal in terms of an author coming out and sharing their story. Bodam did not leave any stone untouched. She touched every aspect. I mean, what comes out to talk about our relationships, our past relationships, and how they all went and what she felt. I mean, a lot of us will probably want to maybe sugarcoat it, make it sound a little bit more interesting. But she was very real, and that's what got to me. I mean, I'm one who's read so many books, and I tried to read a book from the cover, like from cover to cover. And when I picked up this book, trust me, I didn't drop it. The very first day I picked it up, I made sure that I read through everything, because it was just like when you're watching a novel or series, you know, when you're watching all those Mexican series that you just don't want it to end. You don't want to go to sleep until you have seen the last of it. That's how I felt reading this book. And trust me, if you're that woman who isn't sure of how to navigate your life, how to live the best of your life, even with the many challenges that you may be facing, this is the book for you. If you haven't got a copy yet, I don't know what you're waiting for, because you're definitely missing something. And I don't want you to miss so much. So, and she explained how, she described how she met a white man that came to her and said to her that God wants to use you. Do you know the way she described that? Honestly, I felt like reading the book. I actually felt like I was right there at the corner, where I could picture the corner of the road and standing on the pavement, like there's a tree by the side, and they were just talking, and it was a summer day. You know, I've never been to the place before, but the truth is, and it's the way I was able to imagine it. It's just that the stories, the way she told the event, they are so captivating. They're ones that you will read and you actually feel the presence. You feel like you were there. I really enjoyed that part of the book. I mean, this book is anything that you want to call it. So if you're a woman out there and you're looking for that book that you can pick up when you're down, or if you're trying to navigate your life, you're not sure whether you're living the best of life that God has given to you, then this is the book for you. This is the book for you. Honestly, this is the book for you. I have read this book cover to cover 3 times, and I am not lying. And every single time I pick it up, it's been different experience, different revelations. I have bought quite a lot of them as well. I've ordered a few for other friends. I bought the day I hosted the UK launch. I got a copy, a few as well, a couple for a few of my friends, and I've sent it to them as a gift. So what I do is I just order it and then get my friend's address, then post it to them in the post. So they just get it. And do you know what? It is very affordable. It's not even as expensive as those big books that we buy, you know. It is very, very affordable. So it will be a perfect gift to a girlfriend. Trust me, it will be a perfect gift to a girlfriend, because I know my friends, I know what they're into, and sending them this book, and the ones that have read it, they've called me to say, oh my God, baby, thank you so much. This book I've not been able to leave. Even a friend that doesn't really read. So I have a friend who doesn't like to read at all, but she picked up the book and she couldn't stop. She's still reading it. She hasn't finished yet, but we do have a book club where we review books. I know, and I've made sure that every single person on the group gets a copy so that we can discuss it and help us use it to continue our growth, to continue our journey in life and live our best life. So, as I said, if you haven't got a copy, you are missing something. Now, please do go ahead and get a copy for yourself. But I can't end this by not saying well done.
Truly amazing. Baby, thank you so much. You know, listening to you, Toby, Nezzy, and everyone who's spoken about the book, I feel like reading it again, even though I've read it before. So please, if you haven't picked up your copy of Be-You-Ti-Ful, what are you waiting for? Rush to www.bodamtaiwo.com/shop and read your book, or read the book and write your review as well. I'm sure you have many things to say about it. Thank you so much. And for all those who made the UK event such an absolute delight, thank you. It was, I wish I were there, but I dare say that today's launch is a little bit better. This is the Nigerian African global launch. But thank you. If you're enjoying yourself so far, please comment, you know, put a comment in the section, take a selfie where you are, tag us. We want to repost your pictures, tag us on WhatsApp, or okay, not WhatsApp, but Instagram actually. Instagram is at Be-You-Ti-Ful_book and at Be-You-Ti-Ful. Make sure you tag us. We want to repost your pictures. Tell people where you are, that you're having a fab time, a fab, beautiful time here at the launch. We want to, you know how you're feeling, give us your feedback throughout the course of the meeting. On Twitter, you know, you hear some things that you just can think, the world has to hear. Please, you know, tweet that on your Twitter handle. Tag us. We want to repost your messages. We want to repost your pictures. So please do so. Let us know how you're feeling. And if you're having a lot of fun, let me hear you say, yeah, yeah. All right, so next stop is the moment I have personally been waiting for. You know, when you pick up a book like Be-You-Ti-Ful, you wonder, what was going on in Bodam's mind when she read this? She's both expressive and vulnerable. And if you know Bodam Taiwo, that's a very difficult thing for her. So we're going to be hearing from her in a few seconds. The journey to Be-You-Ti-Ful. Why did she think it was important to write this book? Don't forget, we'll still have a sit down with her to go even deeper. So if you have questions for her, why don't you type it in the comment section? We'd love to see that. And even if we're unable to take it all today, then she'll make sure that she responds to you personally. A member of the team is in the comment section and is looking out for your comments. So please do write anything you're feeling or any question you'd like to ask Bodam Taiwo. And so the moment we've been waiting for is here. It's time to hear from the author, the one, the only, Bodam Taiwo, and she shares with us her journey to Be-You-Ti-Ful. If you stick around long enough, I'll tell you some aliases or nicknames that Bodam has. And perhaps during the fireside chat, I'd also get to ask her how those names came about. But enjoy. This is Bodam Taiwo, live in the flesh, the author of Be-You-Ti-Ful.
Bodam Taiwo is a senior marketing executive with over 12 years experience in the corporate sector, an events entrepreneur, an author, and a lifestyle coach. She is the Premium Spirits Trade Marketing Manager for the Brown-Forman portfolio at the Nigerian bottling company, Coca-Cola Hellenic Bottling Company, where she is responsible for creating and embedding the long-term strategy for sustainable and profitable growth of the portfolio. Prior to NBC, Bodam worked at Guinness Nigeria, a total beverage company where she had the opportunity to work in various roles, gaining a wealth of experience and professional training in marketing, sales, and corporate leadership. As Customer Marketing Manager, she successfully led the development and establishment of the trade marketing strategy for the Reserve portfolio. Some of her key contributions on this role include conceptualizing, designing, and executing the Reserve BTL activations platform per brand and developing and executing the 365 Essential Strategy for Reserve. In this role, she also developed and launched the Diageo Bar Academy, a bartender advocacy and training program, successfully training over 1,500 bar staff pan-Nigeria. In the course of her career, Bodam also had a short stint in sales as the Divisional Operations and Performance Manager, where she was given the responsibility for translating the overall sales operations strategy for the division into actionable and measurable plans to ensure a competitive route to consumer, market share growth, and delivery of sales business targets at a divisional level. She drove the performance culture of the division, built the right culture of discipline within the sales team, and was responsible for building the capability of the team. Just before leaving Guinness Nigeria, she managed the modern trade segment as National Channel Manager, and some of her key achievements in that role included developing the launch plans of the White Walker by Johnnie Walker Limited Edition campaign and the Bailey's Delight launch campaign. As an event entrepreneur with over 7 years' experience of planning events, Bodam established EBB Wedding and Events Designers Limited, a full-service boutique planning and events design company, formally incorporated in 2017 and based in Lagos, Nigeria. At EBB, she provides comprehensive services for social and corporate events, and has successfully planned over 50 events across Nigeria, Malta, Canada, and the United Kingdom. A fervent believer in empowering, motivating, and supporting women to constantly evolve to being the best version of themselves and to strive for excellence in all they do, Bodam serves as a coach for women through an exclusive and goal-oriented mastermind course. In addition, she provides a variety of avenues and resources for equipping women to thrive, including through her book, Be-You-Ti-Ful, the Esther Curriculum, which are grooming and hospitality sessions for women, Beautiful Sessions, which are identity and clarity sessions for women, and Hangouts with Single Sisters. She also coordinates 2 prayer ministries for women. A former beauty queen, the first Miss Malika UK 2005, Bodam is a strong advocate of proper etiquette at all times and a role model to women across different age groups. Bodam holds a Bachelor in Engineering degree in Electronics Engineering from the University of Reading, where she now serves as a volunteer mentor, a Master's in Science in Mobile and Satellite Communications from the University of Surrey, and a certification in Luxury Spirits Marketing from a joint collaboration program run by INSEAD Business School for Diageo Brands Limited. When she's not hard at work, Bodam enjoys having hot conversations over cocktails and long meals, enjoying spa sessions, reading, watching movies on Netflix or at the cinema, and trying out new restaurants. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Be-You-Ti-Ful. Hello and good afternoon. Thank you so much, Ayo, for the beautiful introduction. I almost didn't recognize myself, to be honest. It's been such an amazing day so far. A huge heartfelt thank you to Nazy, my darling sister and friend. Thank you so much for that beautiful review. Thank you, Tobilowski. I love you very much. Thank you for just sharing from your heart. BB, thank you, not just for today and for your review, but thank you and Toby and all the other ladies for the wonderful book launch that happened in the UK a few weeks ago. It was such a surprise. And you know, I'm really blessed with the relationships that I have in my life. And a big thank you to all of you watching today. I know there's so many things to do on a Saturday, but taking time out to just spend with me and some of my friends, I don't take it for granted. And thank you. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for buying the book if you bought it. And just thank you. You can see I'm just full of so much joy. and gratitude today, and I do truly feel really blessed to be here. So just, talking about my journey to beautiful and how I got here and why I got here. You see, I've been on this journey for quite a while, even when I didn't realize it. I've been, a few years ago, I think the evolution started. But as with all things, you learn a lot of lessons in hindsight, isn't it? So it's after you've gone through certain things, then you begin to see there were lessons there to be learned. But for me, it just started, I moved back to Nigeria the first time in 2006 and just acclimatizing to a new culture here. I grew up here, yes, but I went away to university. But coming back as an adult woman and just acclimatizing to all the things that we go through here. I'm an African woman. I live in Nigeria, which is an African country, and you know all the things that we go through. And then fast forward that, starting as I grew in my journey, my career journey, my life journey, I started being invited into a lot of rooms to speak to a number of women about a number of topics. I spoke to single women, I spoke to married women, I spoke to young girls in secondary school, women who were undergraduates, women who had just graduated from university, women across all walks of life. And one thing came through extremely clearly. Women struggle with living their best lives. They struggle to allow themselves to step into more and to step into all it is that they created to be. And that's when I, just being in those rooms, listening to those conversations, talking to a lot of women, sharing with a lot of women, and it just became like a burden for me. We were created for more, and it's okay to want more. It's okay to have 100 expressions and to express yourself across all 100 expressions. And guess what? It's okay to have one expression and to express yourself fully in that one expression. And I think for me, that's the journey to beautiful. The whole book, writing that book, it's really a conversation from my heart to your heart. But it's a journey that gives you permission to thrive with who you were meant to be and to thrive where you were created to be. And for me, that's really what it's about, this whole journey to beautiful. Who are you? What matters to you? What are the values? And I went through that process where I had identified for myself the things that were genuinely important to me. And I haven't always lived this way, truth be told. But that's why it's a journey. It's a journey to a truly beautiful life. It's a journey I'm on. I haven't got there yet, if there's any such thing. And it's a journey I will be until, the Lord calls me home. But I had to identify some of the values that were important to me. And some of the things that really matter to me now in this stage of my life are my spirituality. My relationship with God is extremely important to me. Family is something I don't play with. I love my family with my whole heart. And everybody that knows me knows that. Integrity is important. Loyalty is important to me. Actually, loyalty is a very firm value of mine. Hard work, excellence, all these other type of things are things I've defined and things I try to live my life by. And this is simply the invitation I pass on to the women I speak to nowadays. What's important to you? Identify those values, and then decide to live a life that's authentic and real with some of these values that you've identified. Who are you becoming? I'm an ex-beauty queen. I'm always a beauty queen. Once a beauty queen, always a beauty queen. But it's important to me that as a woman, you tap into your feminine power, you tap into your feminine energy. I truly believe God didn't make a mistake when He created us to be female. So love yourself as you are. Play up on your feminine power. Spend a bit of extra time in the morning grooming yourself and coming out to be the very best version of yourself, not just internally, but externally too. Watch how you dress. Look at your body, figure out your body shape, and dress to fit the body that you have. And that's when Nazy said that I had such a huge smile on my face, because it's really love the body that you have now. I blog occasionally, and I have a blog that I do. And if you go on my website, there's a blog thing there. You can click on it, and it takes you to some of the posts I've put up. But there was this particular time I was having a conversation with a few friends, and we started talking about, if I had enough money, I would get this done and I would get that done.
And you know, the conversation kept on going and becoming a bit more ridiculous as time went by. But something just sort of dropped in me that why don't you love yourself as you are? And that's my invitation to you. All too often, when you look at the pages of a beauty magazine or any magazine, truth be told, when you scroll through Instagram, when you see all the adverts for the makeup artist and all these things, we see what is sold to us as an external beauty. But I'm telling you that I'm yet to see a woman who is truly ugly, except a woman who has a really, really bad heart. Every one of us were created absolutely beautifully. You have something that you can work with as you are to come across as being truly stunning. The best makeup regimen, the best makeup routine starts with having peace of heart and peace of mind. So take care of your heart. Take care of your mind. What are you taking in? What are you reading? All these other type of things, you know, and then a smile. Just try it now. Just give a huge, big smile. It just releases so much endorphins and you just look so much prettier and so much happier. So like someone says, the happiest girls are the prettiest, or the prettiest girls are the happiest. Whichever way, it works the same way. And that's really just my invitation to all of us this afternoon. Allow yourself to step into the life you were created to live. You are not created for a mediocre, ordinary life. And hear me, when I say ordinary, I'm not just talking about you have to do amazing things. You could be a homemaker and be a great wife, a great mom to your kids. You could be a career professional and be amazing in that field. But wherever it is you've been called to, whatever field you've been called to, and whatever you've been called to do, know that you have a unique and special touch that only you can give. So step into that. Own it. Own your power. Create rules for yourself and for your life that you will never contravene. If you fall down, get back up again. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Dust your crown, straighten it a little bit, you know, clean up your heels, pick yourself up and begin again. Get solid relationships and solid friendships. I normally say one of the biggest blessings in my life are the relationships that I have. God has blessed me with sisters in season, out of season. I remember a particular day, I was friends with a guy. And my friends just thought, this is just a waste of time. You're not going anywhere. But I didn't see because I really liked him. So we had this conversation in the middle of the night and I was sitting on my dining table because I'd just come back home. And we had, so we're all in different locations, but we're on WhatsApp video call. And, you know, everything just sort of came to a head. And I remember sitting with my friends and we were all in different parts. I was in Lagos. One of my other friends was in Lagos. One was in the UK. And we were having a conversation and I just burst into tears. Actually, because I don't like crying in front of my friends, I sort of put the phone so that I could face the ceiling and I was trying to control my tears and they were just talking and speaking to me in love and speaking the truth to me. And you know, I have so many examples as to how my friends have stepped in my life, have encouraged me, lifted me up, and I do the same for them. And if there's anything I want to tell you, if there's nothing else you take out from today, invest in your friendships. First of all, it's extremely lonely at the top if you get there and you don't have people to share your successes with. Your sorrows, because life is not cotton candy. Some days are going to be bad. Some days you won't get everything you want. Some days are worse than others. Who's going to hold up your hands? Who's going to pray with you if you're a woman of faith? Or who's going to encourage you, remind you of the promises, remind you of the dreams? Who's going to challenge you on days that you're not doing as well? And going to tell you you can do better? Who's going to tell you this is not your most excellent version of yourself? Find those friendships, invest in those friendships, love your friends, be a loyal friend to your friends. Don't be the kind of friend that envies your friends' successes or the kind of friends that talk about your friends behind their back. Be a genuine friend, be a loyal friend. You can have a small circle, but let that circle be your power circle. let that circle be a real circle to you. And I'm going to end here because I really don't want to talk too much, but it's just to say my heart is full of so much gratitude. Every day I wake up with joy in my heart and a smile on my lips because I am truly living out a life that I love, a life that I prayed many years for. I truly look around me and I see myself surrounded by people that are amazing, people that love me, people who I love, people who are loyal to me, and vice versa. And it's just a great journey. So I am on a journey to living my truly, truly best life. And if there's anything I want to do today, I'd like to invite you to join me. Thank you. Over to you, Aya.
Gosh, that deserves a standing ovation. If you're in your home or in your room or in your beautiful corner, please give a round of applause to Bodam Taiwo in the comment section. That was absolutely fabulous. You know, I was enthralled just watching her and listening to her speak. I didn't warn you before she started speaking that Bodam's voice is soothing, and amongst her friends and people who have had the privilege, I call it privilege on purpose, of hearing her speak, her voice is commanding yet soft. Thank you, Bodam, for charging us up so beautifully. I mean, the words I could use to describe you, but thank you so much for that very powerful journey story as to why you had to write that book. And I know that many more women, young and old, have to hear, had to read, and had to listen to you speak. And so if you know anyone in your circle, young or old, who needs to listen to some of the things that she's mentioned, and based on the reviews you've heard this afternoon, then please, you know, buy the book for them as a present. Buy for them for their birthday. Christmas is coming, so anywhere in the world you can order. The site, www.bodamtaiwo.com, delivers worldwide. So you can, you know, go to Amazon, you can go to Barnes & Noble, so many options for you to pick from, and gift a woman whom you'd like to invest in their lives a copy or two of this book. Definitely recommended. Thank you, Bodam. Fantastic. We can't wait to have the fireside chat with you and get even deeper into your heart and to see what you have, you know, the tenderness and the passion that you have for women all around the world. And so that brings us to the end of the first segment. Like we mentioned, today's event is divided into two. So we move on to the second half of Be-You-Ti-Ful. If you thought the first was great, get ready for something even more special. And don't forget, we'll also be announcing the winners of our giveaway. We still have our special guest going to be speaking, and the icing on the or the cherry on top is having Bodam speak to us, and we're just going to be chatting, and any and everything will be said on the couch. So make sure you stay tuned. It's still Be-You-Ti-Ful book launch. Make sure you're following us at Be-You-Ti-Ful_book on all social media platforms. Send us your pictures, tag us on our handles, and don't forget to also use the hashtag Be-You-Ti-Ful_book.
I am experiencing life as being unique. I am letting go of the things that do not define me. I am discovering the fullness of beauty inside and out. I am beautiful. It is time to discover yourself in this world in your own very special way. Are you enough?
A beautiful woman is a confident woman. She's dedicated to self-development and personal growth, and assists others in becoming better versions of themselves. She has elegance in a strong and assured way. She's proud of her accomplishments, but prefers to celebrate others. She's intelligent and recognizes opportunities. To be truly beautiful is to give without expecting anything in return. And like St. Augustine would say, since love grows from within you, so does beauty grow. For love is the beauty of the soul.
Who is a beautiful woman? A beautiful woman will be described by 98% of men as someone who looks good, who has a pretty face, maybe a good body. But for me, it's a lot deeper than that. A beautiful woman is kind, God-fearing, determined, hardworking. A beautiful woman will light up a room not only when she walks in by the way she looks, but when she opens her mouth, she's determined, She's strong-willed. That's a very good quality when it comes to being a beautiful woman. And the good thing about this is that a beautiful woman can be anybody. It can be you. It can be anybody at all. It doesn't matter where you're from, how you look, or what you do. A beautiful woman can be you.
What makes a beautiful woman? I think everyone has different opinions on the physical attributes that make a woman beautiful. However, I'm not going to go into that because that's too controversial. What I will talk about though are the personality traits that make women beautiful in my opinion. I think a beautiful woman is someone who has a beautiful personality. She's kind, she's someone who's ambitious and confident. She exudes confidence in her day-to-day activities. I also think that someone who, when she walks into the room, she lights up the place with her personality. That is a confident woman, that's a beautiful woman. And I'll give you a good example of that. My wife. When I first met my wife, I was first of all blown away by her beauty. And then I spent 20 minutes with her and I realized that she was not just beautiful on the outside, but on the inside she exuded all these traits that I'm talking about. She was confident, she was very ambitious, she had a very, very kind heart. And these are the things that attracted me to her. And in my opinion, these personalities, both the physical and the personality traits, are things that make a woman beautiful.
You like a book, Erin? Do you want to read it? Yeah.
It's still Be-You-Ti-Ful book launch and we are here live and ready for one of what I consider the most important part of today's launch. I did mention earlier on that we're going to be having a fireside chat with the author of Be-You-Ti-Ful. Now, she already spoke to us about the journey to Be-You-Ti-Ful, why she wrote the book, a little bit about herself. And I mentioned that we're going to delve in a bit deeper and ask questions that perhaps she is not even expecting, but something that would help us to get into the mind and the heart of Be-You-Ti-Ful. Don't forget, if you have questions for her, we have team members in the comment section who are going to be identifying, and in case we don't get to answer your particular question, we will certainly be in touch with you privately. So follow us again and use the hashtag Be-You-Ti-Ful so that we can know that you're definitely following us. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? You were introduced to her a few minutes ago and now it's time for us to get deeper into her world. Again, introducing the one, the only, Be-You-Ti-Ful. Hi, Boda. Hey. So today, okay, I'm going to do something that I always ask people that I would, just so that we're being honest and very clear, right? So you have to raise your right hand up.
Okay. Now?
Yeah. No,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Say, I promise.
I promise.
To tell the truth.
To tell the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Excellent.
All right. Awesome.
I need to know that because, we're going to talk about the book, Be-You-Ti-Ful. We're going to talk about yourself. We're going to pick out some things from the book. And very importantly, I know a number of people want to learn about you. Now, in case you don't know, Bodam and I have been friends for 20 years?
Yeah,
about 20 years. Yeah, about 20 years. We went to secondary school together. And one thing I have to say, Bodam, is that I noticed that you have been able to sustain friendships for many years. The people that spoke today, I think it was just Bibi that has known you for a short space of time. Nez, they talked about how she's known you for 8 years or thereabouts. Toby has known you for what, 14 years or 15 years?
Yeah.
And I've known you for 20 years. It's an honor and a pleasure to be doing this and speaking to you because I feel this is probably one of the easiest interviews I've been to. So, how have you been able to sustain friendships? Because you talk about friendships in this book. I have a copy of Be-You-Ti-Ful and, Bodam talks about friendships, and even in your speech on the journey to Be-You-Ti-Ful, you talk about how valuable friendships are, relationships, so friends and your family. So tell me, why is it so special and how do you cultivate friendships for so long a time, like 20 years, 50 years, look at it, 50 years.
Well, look, at least that's an easy one to start off with. So thank you. Why are friendships so important? Anybody that knows me knows that my sister is my best friend, and I think our parents were very deliberate about sort of cultivating this home where your siblings are your bestos, so to speak. So sometimes I know when we were much younger, my sister and I, have like all these petty cat fights and want to speak to each other. Then maybe a cousin will come and visit. And because we're sort of fighting, we'll be all over the cousin to show attention to the cousin. And, my parents will call us after like, no, yes, they're a cousin, you love them, but primarily you and your sister are friends. The two of you are it. You're like this couple, this marriage couple kind of thing. I mean, they didn't say it that way, but, really, really intimate. And so that was my first sort of goal at friendship. My sister and I have been, she's just my number.
All your life?
Yeah, all my life.
30, how many can we reveal?
35 in a few
35
months.
years,
Yes, 35. I don't look it, so I've been told. Oh yeah, I'm very proud of my age. So we've been doing
when
this.
you say your age, you say mine too, but it's okay.
I'm sorry, but I'm your egbon, small.
Should we tell that story?
Well, let's leave it for a while. Yeah. So 35 years we've been going on this friendship journey, and she taught me actually what friendship was. Obviously, she's my older sister, so she modeled what friendship is in terms of consistency, loyalty, being there for your friend. So she's always been the one person when things were going crazy, I could just run back to because she's shot there. Sometimes she will tell me off. Sometimes she will yell. We don't yell that much any longer because we're grown now. But we had all that yelling kind of thing growing up, but it was always this honest, open relationship. And I loved it. So meeting people, friends, people who I genuinely, we share things. We share the same values. We share the same outlook on life, I pour myself. If you're my friend, sometimes my mother is like, you're doing too much. What? And I'm just,
I can
So I try and pour into my friends because it's important for me I have sister friends. I don't just have friends. Even new acquaintances that I've picked up, they very quickly, once I just see that this person and I are on the same wavelength, I just bring them into my circle. Excellent. And I'm committed to, sort of building that relationship.
Brilliant. Now, the reason why that question was very important is because you talk about a book, Be-You-Ti-Ful is very feminine and it's written primarily for women. And one thing we hear a lot of is that women are not good friends to each other. Women tear down each other, but you have found a way to prove that very wrong because I salute the friendships you have. And guess what? You have friends in different categories, from different areas. You have friends at work. You have friends from your primary school. You have friends from your secondary school. You have friends from church. So and you find a way, and funny enough, they don't really cross like that.
No, they don't, yeah.
You find a way to compartmentalize them. And you are, so can you give practical tips? Because one of the things that you talk about is how beauty is certainly from the inside and your character, your values. So what are these values or what are these character traits you would say to make a good friend and to keep good friends?
Be honest.
Okay.
Be open and honest with your friends. But you were saying this earlier on, that both I'm open and vulnerable is not something I do very well. But I'm sort of trying to learn as time goes by to be a bit more open and honest with those that I actually call my friends. But I think that's the basis for friendship. You have to have some level of honesty between you guys. You have to have some level of loyalty. And I say it more and more as I grow older, seen a few things, been around the block a few times, but yeah, loyalty is, it's a value that is so important to me, especially as I grow older. I don't want people in my corner who aren't loyal to me. I'm just not interested in that. I'm not looking for quantity. I'm not trying to amass. I don't want to be the most popular girl.
Even though you have.
Even though I have, really. Earlier, Nazi was asking me, she said, how many WhatsApp groups are you on? And I was like, I don't really know, not that many. And I just did a cursory count and I counted like 38. And we're still going. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me. You know, it's just from
38.
It's all these various expressions you
Okay.
see. Yeah.
All right, so let me ask people who are watching, how many WhatsApp groups are you in? You can quickly type it in the comment section. Let's see if anyone at all would beat Budam's record of having more than 38 groups that they belong to. WhatsApp groups, active WhatsApp groups. And you're not a politician.
I'm really not,
Okay,
you know? Not yet. We don't know where the wind's blowing, but you know, yeah, not yet.
All right, okay. So now I'm going to talk now, take you back because, by the way, in terms of the book, I haven't gone very much into the review because the ladies, Nezzy, Toby, Bibi have done such a fantastic job of doing that. But I'll touch on a few things. Nezzy talked about how the book was broken into 3 sections. So being you, becoming truly beautiful. And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag because I want people to pick up a copy of the book itself. But one of the things is that you, like I mentioned before, you're very vulnerable. It was one of the things I really liked reading about it was that you shared from personal experiences, and just your personal experiences were enough to learn certain valuable lessons. And then you go on into looking at your role models, people that you look up to, things that have shaped who you are, and then you move on to, you know, the woman who's reading it, becoming beautiful, leaving a legacy, which was such a fantastic way to live. I don't want to, because I feel like we keep talking about it, you feel like I am reading. You didn't come to this book club to read the book. All right, so now, thank you for sharing that with us because I know that in terms of the values and things, people look up to you, you know, as to how you manage your friendships. Now I'm going to go back to you know, the very beginning because in this book you actually detail family relationships, how important. There was a story I won't share where your mom played a very critical role and your dad as well. So can you tell? And you talked about Barong. By the way, the sister that she's been talking about is Barong Taiwo Asedu. I know her husband has married her, but not Taiwo. Well, yeah, you talked about Baron, and I know you have 2 brothers. So tell me how growing up was like, you know, the things you'd never forget about your childhood and what has made you the woman that we love and admire today.
So, growing up was interesting actually, looking back. So I was born in Jos, you know, and I lived there part of my growing years before we moved to Lagos. And growing up was fun. So we grew up in this huge bungalow with lots of space outside and, you know, like little hills. And, you know, Christmas time would come and Daddy and Mommy would hide Christmas presents all around the house. And Christmas morning we'll wake up and, you know, in our PJs we'll run all around the house looking for all these Christmas presents, and that was fabulous. Then, I mean, between my sister and I, the age difference isn't much, but between myself and my younger brother, there's about 4 years or so between 2 of us. So I was the young madam in the house for 4 years, and then this one came and sort of took the attention from me. So one time I remember we were, he was crawling or he was just started walking or something. I don't know how old I was at the time. And we had this hill right in the middle of the compound. And, you know, the stairs, Daddy had carved stairs in the hill and then little huts. It was absolutely beautiful. And then at the very base of the hill, we had a little swimming pool. So I told my brother to come up with me to the huts in the hill, and he came up with me. And you know how you have these little electrical outlets? And I think I encouraged him to sort of stick his finger.
How old were you?
I was young. I was really young. Maybe 6, maybe 7. I don't know. Maybe 8. That age, you know, I think I just wanted to get rid of him because but you know, I am just so proud of my brothers now because they're just such grown-up men.
How did that story end before you start being?
He ended well. I mean, he's alive now and he's married. All is good. But I just remember screaming. I think, you know, the housekeeper or my mom, I don't know how the story ended. You know, it became fuzzy after that point. But I just remember us taking that journey up there. And it was meant to be one of us that came down, but for Jesus. It was horrible. And then my sister and I were the most mischievous human beings. My brothers were a bit calmer. My sister and I, oh my gosh. So there was this particular, when we moved to Lagos, we were living in a house in Surulere. So we're renting, this was, I don't know how many years, you know, I'm fuzzy on the years anyway, but we're renting before we moved to Aja. So the house was a story, like a duplex, yeah? And the landlord and landlady used to live upstairs, and then my parents and us used to live downstairs. And this particular day, so my mom used to tell us, my parents used to tell us, don't go upstairs, don't climb upstairs because that's the land, that's their space. And at the time, I don't think they had kids at the time. So my parents were also a bit mindful. Don't just come here and be making noise everywhere. Be a bit more mindful. So this day, my sister and I used to watch things like Famous Five, Nancy Drew, The Adventures of Tintin, all this kind of great stuff. So we really felt like we were this adventurous, women who were, trying to sort out, fix the world or whatever. So this particular day, we had gone up to, upstairs as usual into the forbidden territory. And then my sister and I had said, we should just play around there. So we'd gone up, so we're playing on the balcony, and then I had to take it a step further. So I climbed over the balcony onto the asbestos, which was over the generator house. So it was now like the first floor. So I was there, so my sister and I climbed over. So she was staying on the edge and we're climbing like, whoa, look at what's happening with us, because we're like these cool, famous 5 kids, except we were famous 2, And then I had to take it a step further, like if Baron can do this thing, so can I. But I didn't stay on the edge. I climbed right onto the asbestos. And asbestos is like, asbestos is not the iron one, it's the one that breaks, right?
Breaks, like white.
Exactly, that's it, that one. I climbed onto it and we're jumping around the place and having a great time. Next thing, crack, the thing breaks. And I fall from the first floor all the way down and I land on my back. Now to show you how silly children are, that we don't even realize the danger that we're in. My sister, runs to the edge of the hole that had been created from my falling body. Are you okay? Is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, just weak. Mrs. Ty was in the kitchen cooking lunch when she heard the crack and the brush and the bang, and she runs downstairs, runs outside, sees the hole, sees, I quickly got up because I knew we were dead. We all knew we were dead. Like that was death staring at us in the face. And then mommy came, she takes one look out and she goes back inside. So tomorrow I don't know what she picked, but she was determined to kill us, I think. And I start running around the compound hysterically. She's chasing me.
I'm surprised
and she's
you could run.
I could run. Have you forgotten in secondary school?
I'm saying that after that big fall,
that's why I know that honestly.
It could only have been God.
It could only, he really, I think I had like 7 angels that were guarding me at any point in time because what we used to get up to, my goodness. So anyway, the driver come, madam, please, no, please. And in the pandemonium, my sister and I took off. So when we do things like that, Barak and I would pile our beds. We used to share a room and had 2 separate beds. So we'll take the mattress from one, pile it onto the other, and then 2 of us will lie on the bed together and hold each other, and we'll sleep off. So when daddy comes, who is the disciplinarian, and mommy reports, by the time, he comes, we're sleeping, we're falling asleep, and then by the time we wake up and we'll come out looking very sorrowful. You don't really have the heart to do much.
Naughty induced sleep.
Naughty induced sleep, yeah. So those were, my childhood was fun. We set bonfires off in our room.
Serious?
Yeah, gosh, there was a time we went for computer lesson. We stole some sweets. I think that was the time. I clearly remember my father beating us. Daddy wasn't really, my parents were disciplinarians, but they were not really, not for us girls, they were not really beating people, but they were disciplinarians, But this time, when we stole that sweet, there was no, the person that...
He wasn't raising
thieves. No, he wasn't. He was raising responsible human beings. So the computer science guy had told us, one of the guys there, he said whenever his kids do something and, they come and they crawl on their knees begging him, his heart melts and he forgives them. So they'd already called our parents to let them know. So they sent the driver, picked us up. So all 4 of us went. So we took the back door in, and from the corridor, we all went on our knees. Daddy, we're sorry. Daddy, from the youngest to the oldest, my sister was the last. Daddy, we're sorry. We're all there. My father, he's a retired police officer. Then he was still in active duty. So he said, Baron should come to the front. Now we should explain to him what we thought we were. Not only did he beat us, my parents don't usually beat randomly, they beat you on your hands. Then when we finished, he said that thieves stay outside under the sun on gravel. We knelt down outside under the hot sun on gravel. That, after that day, you're cured of any...
You guys touched a sore spot.
Yes. How can we, of all things, thief? Like, are you
just
joking?
Just carry a gun. Thank God that he did that. If not, Imagine you being a thief.
Yeah, it would be a bit somehow.
It doesn't sing at all. So thank you, Mr. Taiwo. Thank you, sir. As always, Daddy T, as what I'm Papa T, no, as what I like to call you.
Papa T.
Now, thank you for sharing that, and I can't but just note that you had such a beautiful childhood. So kudos to your parents, whom you speak about very glowingly in this book. And so I'd encourage people to read, and the active role they played in making you the beautiful woman that you are today. Of course, the role of your siblings as well, very critical. And your wider family, extended. You come from a large, rich family, particularly, from both your mom and dad's side. And it's lovely to read about the relationships you have with your cousins, your aunties, your numerous, family members. Now let's talk about the creative process. I know that you wrote this book in a specific period of time under a very strict and disciplined regime. Tell us about this for aspiring writers out there who look at you and think, Bodam does this, must be a walk in the park. Tell us the discipline it took to write these.
It's not a walk in the park. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. And I think sometimes, just to deviate a little, when we talk about sort of hitting big goals or sort of delivering on a dream or on a vision that you have for your life. We think because we've received a vision, the process of birthing should be easy. But that's why it's birthing. Birthing is never easy. It's a tough process that sometimes involves some tears and some frustration. Yeah, and that's what this was as well. So I remember last year, around about November or December of last year, I sent my coach an email. And I said, you know what? These are the things I want to achieve first quarter of next year. Number 3 or so is I want to write a book. And I wrote it there, but I was hoping she'd be like, you know what? Maybe not now. Maybe, we need to. But my coach is a fire starter. And she's just like, girl, we are going to do it. You can do it. This is fabulous. Anyway, so I sat down. I wrote this book about over a period of 12 weeks or 13 weeks. I was waking up around about between 3:30 and 4 in the morning. I put in between 2 and 2.5 hours of writing time in the morning before all the other things and my day starts and I have to go off to work and all of that. I still had my job. I was juggling. I still had all the million and one things that I do, which, this was pre-COVID and all of that. And then I finished writing during COVID as well. But yes, so that process, to make it easier on me, I had done a chapter brief. So that essentially said, what is each chapter about and what's the outcome for the reader? And that, I think, is the most, if you're trying to write a book, that's probably where you spend most of your time. Because when writer's block comes, and it will come, you have something to go back and sort of be like, okay, this is what I'm trying to express in this book. And I remember one particular week, I don't know what was going on that week, but I had a bad week. I can't remember now what it was. And I sent a text, an iMessage to my coach, and I was like, this week is just, I can't do anything. Deadlines are approaching. I feel overwhelmed. I don't want to write. I'm doubting myself. And she's like, baby girl, just let it go. Take the week off and let God fill your week. And that was literally it. And I took a holiday from the book and I just let it go for that week. And then the following week, Monday, the alarm went off again and I started again. But I think it's just a thing around discipline and knowing what your end goal is. It was like a fire burning in me that I just sort of had to let go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for allowing yourself go through the process and finishing, because as many people know, finishing's okay. There can be a challenge starting. When you now overcome that challenge, finishing is a big deal. Many people have started books, so this is a word out there that if you started a book and you've left it, like Bodam did, you can pick it up. Yours might not be in a week's time. It could be in a month or year's time. You can do it. If Bodam can do it, you can do it as well. Now, one of the things I know is that you're passionate about many things and you have a love for certain things. What is Bodam passionate about and what do you love?
Oh, so I'm going to speak about it, the not so deep and the deep. The not so deep, in case you've not seen, I'm passionate about, I like jewelry. I like shiny things, anything that shines. Future husband, take note. So I do like jewelry. I love shoes. I love pretty dresses. I enjoy long lunches and cocktails and just hot conversations with friends. I like all of that stuff. I love manicures and pedicures. I enjoy spa days. This lockdown period, I think one of the things I missed the most were my manicures and pedicures and my full body massages.
Enjoyment things.
That's my name. I've claimed it, you know. So there's that I'm passionate about. The other thing I'm passionate about, two other things I think in this season, which sort of capture all the things I do. I'm passionate about women and just seeing women rise and just stepping up and taking their place. And it's probably because a lot of the time I'm the only woman in the room, or usually one of very few women in the room. And you know, I mentioned some of that stuff in the book as well. So I am passionate about seeing women just be the best they can be. And that drives a lot of the stuff I do. The other thing I'm extremely passionate about is the rise of Africa. And I know sometimes we speak about this and my dad is just like, oh my gosh, this girl, you're just, and I'm like, but I have such a passion because I genuinely believe that there is so much on this continent that we can make better. And I don't have the solutions yet. I don't know where I'm going to fit in. But I am very passionate about seeing Africa rise and take its place, and seeing Nigeria rise and Nigerians rise and take their place. So I think those are some of the things that I'm passionate about.
We need many women like you. I have to say, honestly though, you know, we need many women like you who still believe in Nigeria, who still believe in Africa as a continent, and see and try to find their place in building or rebuilding our nation and taking it to the promised land. On a lighter note,
something
oh
else.
please, by all means.
One other thing I'm passionate about,
Yeah.
anybody that knows me,
Yeah.
I'm passionate about marriage
Yeah.
and homemaking and all of that stuff. And I don't do it as often as I used to, or probably because I'm not married. But I firmly believe a number of the things, of the problems we see in society are fixed primarily from the family. And I do believe if families are fixed, if we get that right, so many other things will be great. You know, so many other issues will be fixed.
Excellent. Thank you. And you take us nicely into the next question I was going to ask you. I was going to refer back to you saying that, oh, you know, future husband taking on ETC. I'm going to say, so let's delve into Budam's personal life. You know, such a beautiful, sex, human being, intelligent, beautiful check, godly check, you know, nice body check, you know, nice smile check, responsible check, loyal check, everything check. What's Budam's, I know it, but tell the good people who are watching, what's your relationship status?
I did, you, well.
No, funny enough, you're about to answer what I didn't ask you.
Okay.
Yeah, so think about what's your relationship? Are you married? Are you?
So I'm not married. I am unmarried, and I'm being very diplomatic here. But there is a certain gentleman who does make me smile.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh, if I'd known who had talked about passion, I would have started from that. So I would have had a longer time talking about it. But no. Buy the book and see she talks about this special person in the book. and other guy. I mean, we talk about relationships.
Yes, I do.
So I think, and that was also very powerful because again, you were vulnerable and you were very honest. I think it's a book for single women to read. So there's something in it for everyone. Single, married, you know, accomplished, even, you know, separated, divorced. There's something in it for everyone. So you're definitely taken. So all the men, your DMs right now, application withdrawn.
Hell, I just thought about that actually, but you know, yeah, this is gonna be awkward for some people. See? You know, yes, still very, you know, because so you know me, Ayo. You know I can be a bit private, but there, a bit is putting him out. But I'm trying. And gentleman is, you know, he tells me I need to be a bit more expressive, so I am trying to be a bit more expressive. But anyway, but there is someone that's putting a very big smile on my face. So let's leave it at that.
Something you didn't mention about passion is what you do through the Esther curriculum.
Oh yes.
Tell us about that.
So obviously, you know, I'm an ex-beauty queen. And if obviously you don't know, then at the back of the book, it does say I'm an ex-beauty queen.
So read it. She talked about the experience and something horrific with Nezzy talked about. You need to read it. I wanted to
Yeah, so part of what really I'm very passionate about is seeing women own their femininity and just embrace their feminine power. And the Esther curriculum is really grooming and hospitality sessions for women. And when I say that, people are just like, is it how to sit and how to talk? And I'm like, it's all that and a whole lot more. You know, it starts with knowing who you are and knowing what your values are, and then it moves on to the art of communication. Then yes, poise and decorum, you know, a bit of personal style, a bit of hygiene, all of this stuff that you put together to making sort of complete woman.
The complete woman.
The complete woman.
Complete
That's right.
woman. Excellent. And people can follow the Esther
Oh
curriculum
yes, it's on
Instagram
Instagram as well. Mm-hmm.
Budam is such an embodiment of talent, a good-natured human being, beautiful smile, more beautiful in than she is outside. And it's been such a pleasure speaking with you today. Lovely book launch day. If there's one word you'd like to leave for anyone who would pick up this book, as people are rushing to www.bodamtaiwo.com to pick up a copy of this book, what would that be? And I'd like you to speak to the young girl, the older girl, and the more mature woman.
So,
and yes,
I'm going to look right at you now and speak to you. So to the young girl, I would say your dreams are valid. It's never too early to start. Your dreams are valid. It's never too early to start. Write your vision, write it down very clearly, and put the things in place to begin to achieve it every single day. To the older woman, that's, you and I, we're in this together, I would say own your truth, own your journey, love your journey. It doesn't matter the mistakes you've made in the past. They were mistakes and they're part of your journey. They're what make up the beautiful tapestry that's your life. So own that, love it. The things that you're most ashamed of, embrace that so that nobody can use it as power over you. I think I have many parts of my story that I'm not very proud of. Yes, I sit here today and we talk about this glamorous, wonderful, as if everything is always perfect like this. It hasn't always been perfect like this. But just knowing that that is a part of my journey, and whitewashing it, pretending it didn't exist, throwing it away, I've owned it and I've accepted it. So there's very little you'll tell me about me that will make me feel ashamed. My faith in God helps a lot because we're good. We're very good. So find your center. If you're a woman of faith, and I do hope you are, it makes things a lot easier. Own that, and find your validation from your Father. Get your validation from your Father. It's never too late to begin. It's never too late to start your journey to a beautiful life. And to the older woman, oh, honey, you have until the Lord calls you home. And you are in such a prime position, not just because you can live a life that's truly beautiful, but because you can raise others after you. And this is something that's so important, the art of legacy and of leaving something behind for the generations after you. It doesn't matter if you are a homemaker and you think all I am is a woman that sits at home. You have the responsibility to raise children, biological or otherwise, who will go out and make a difference in the world. You have the opportunity to mentor other young men and women and raise them up to be women of worth and women of value. Your position, we need you. We need older women to sort of show us the way, to speak words of wisdom over us, to pray for us. We need you guys. And we love you and we honor you. So own that journey. Walk with us. Tell us, I did this, it didn't work out. Be more open and transparent with us. I think that's what I'd say. And all in all, young, middle-aged, old, love your life. Love your journey. It's your journey. We only get one shot at this life before we go home. So love it, own it, and let's all have a beautiful life together. Does that help?
I won't say anything so that people can digest what you have said and think on this thing. Like the Bible would say, Thank you, Bodam. It's been so beautiful having this conversation. I mean, of course, I can go on and on. We can be here for hours as we're used to talking and just sharing things and unraveling things. I did promise people I'll tell them your nicknames. So this is an assignment for you. Bodam's nicknames are Principal, SBG, Miss Malaika. We all know Miss Malaika. So I'm giving you an assignment. Anyone who can tell me the full meaning of SBG in the comment section gets a prize. Try it out. And on that note, I'd like to very warmly welcome our guest speaker for today, Onyade Oshobajo. She'll be introduced in a moment and she'll be speaking to us on the beautiful process. She's a woman who knows what she's talking about, and that's why she was, carefully selected to come and speak to us on this beautiful launch day. Don't forget to use the hashtag #BeYou-Ti-Ful. Once again, for that, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
So I want to talk about being beautiful. A beautiful person, or a beautiful woman to me, is somebody who is thoughtful, who is kind, who is empathetic, somebody who moves through the world wanting to impact, somebody who wants everyone who meets them to be better for having met them. Not necessarily someone who makes you happy all the time, but someone who makes you better. That is a beautiful person to me. Stay beautiful, guys.
Who is a beautiful woman? A beautiful woman is a woman that carries herself with grace, with poise, and with elegance. She has a heart of gold. She's always willing to see the good in other people, and she's always quick to render an apology when necessary. She takes responsibility for her actions, not forgetting the physical aspects as well.
Guess what I just got in the mail, people? It's the beautiful book by my sister, my friend, Be-You-Ti-Ful. I cannot wait to read this book. Y'all better grab a copy on Amazon now.
Hi, my name is Dami. A beautiful woman to me is a woman who knows who she is, what she's worth, and where she's going. It doesn't matter if she isn't there yet. As long as she wakes up every single day with the consciousness of who she is, the intentionality of the value that she brings, and the focus on where she's going, that is a beautiful woman to me. I celebrate all beautiful women out there.
The word beautiful is at the core of being a woman. It embodies all the qualities of womanhood. From the way we are created, the physical, to our intrinsic characteristics and abilities. All different, but fundamentally the same. It is hard for me to say who or what is a beautiful woman, because I truly believe that all women are beautiful.
Wife, mom, and a full-time professional, Onyade Oshobajo believes you create the journey of your life, and the universe pulls all resources together to bring you your dreams accordingly. For her, every single step you go through in life takes you to another exciting chapter which should be fully experienced. She's passionate about the growth of people, and it gives her immense joy to inspire others as they build their lives intentionally, one beautiful stone at a time.
Hello everyone. Let's start with the fact that I'm super excited to be doing this, and when I got the message from Bodam, I jumped on it because I think this is absolutely amazing what she's doing. I would start with that. The fact that you do recognize a gap when it comes to women, especially when it comes to personal development and how their relationships, not just with God, but with themselves, how they can, master it to build and become better in their lives. I think for me that is awesome, and that was why I said, look, I'm your girl, and I'll tell a bit of my story. I've been in the corporate industry for 14 years now, so just so you know, myself and Bodam, we're on a team, so she's not a stranger. And it was super exciting. We did a couple of projects together on some key brands, so I know her very well, and I've been following everything she's been doing as well, reading all the nuggets and things like that. And back to my personal life. So I've been in the corporate industry for 14 years, and I can tell you for free, it wasn't a walk in the park. 14 years of building brands, building myself. Then, well, I've been married for 7 years now. I have a child. She's 5 years, Nicole, and absolutely amazing family, strong supporter as well. But it hasn't been, El Dorado. You know, so many people, they wake up, they say, I get these messages. You have it going on. You're doing well. What did you do? Sister, I didn't do anything. So many things did me. Let me put it that way. And I think in my case, where a lot of people say, oh, you're lucky, is from the fact that I was able to take every single situation to build myself and enjoy the next phase. So I'll talk about a very painful experience I had when it comes to career. There was a time I went through a very dark phase, doubting myself, even though I've had like 7 to 8 years experience on the job. And then this situation comes in, and I was supposed to do all sorts of these things to get the next promotion, and then suddenly someone else was considered. It left me thinking, what did I do wrong? I mean, I ran the project, they don't like me. Oh, am I bad? Is something wrong with me? Can I get feedback? Who is going to talk to me? And what I did at that point, I stopped seeking for validation from people. Full stop. I don't need it. I don't. I said, look, if at this point I have not been able to get the validation I need and from people, why seek much more from them? So I started building on myself. Okay, to get to the next level, what do I need to do? What sort of knowledge do I need to seek? Who do I need to speak to? Do I need to get a mentor? Do I need to talk to professionals? Well, as of now, I don't have a mentor because I'm still shopping for a very efficient one. But what I did was to sit down to talk to different professionals in different fields. Oh, you've done this in business development. What has it done to your career? No, I'm not talking about how it has given you the next job to make more money. No, that's a different conversation. It's almost like, and how do you apply this to yourself on the job every day? What skill do you think I need to build? Do I need to build my selling skills? Do I need to let everyone know I can do this beyond my job? When my boss should ask for details, do I add extra? Do I bring a new proposal? Or am I started building myself, and I started consuming more knowledge, reading more beyond my scope. I paid less attention to negativity because negativity has a way of drawing you in. You sit down in your corner, oh, why me? They don't like me. My husband doesn't care. My friend is a backstabber. No one cares. Look, you're about to become a soap opera for everyone. The more you do that, the more people, oh, she's going to it again. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to be the beauty sister this time. Oh, hi, are you not doing it? That's just it. Nobody's going to take you. So you need to own the fact that you want to develop. And well, for some of us, we take our spirituality serious. I started listening to more positive affirmations. I took it seriously. I mean, again, this is not preaching for everyone, but there is Sam Adeyemi, there's Joel Osteen. Those two are like, I listen to them every day. They're on YouTube. The positivity is very encouraging. So I drown myself in positive affirmations, and yeah, your girl has been doing absolutely amazing, and I would not stop there. There was a chapter I was reading in Bodham's book, just so you know. I'm one of the few that got the copy, and I was able to read before you all laid your hands on it. So And it spoke strongly about taking care of yourself, literally, inside and outside. So there was a time I would say, oh no, I don't need to go to the spa. Let me put the money. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't save. I have a very healthy savings account. In fact, 60% of whatever I earn straight to an account that doesn't have an ATM card. Nothing touches that account. If you like, everyone should fall down. The money is there. Anyways, so I was going to say why I take care of myself internally, getting more knowledge, getting more. What can I do when it comes to external appearances? You know, in well, not just only this part of the world, everywhere actually. Because each time I've had to travel, work in different countries, it's almost the same, maybe expressed in a different dimension. How do you behave? How do you look externally? Sorry, I'm touching my hair. Do you go to the spa? Do you cut your nails? How do you carry yourself? You know, for you to even get to some positions in organizations, they look at soft skills, and it includes the way you present yourself, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, knowing when to speak and when not to speak. It's not every time you talk. It's not every time you complain. It's not every time you see someone and you say, you know, that type of thing. What type of company do you keep? What do you spend your extra time doing? If you're in a gathering where you do not feel comfortable and it's toxic, do you remove yourself immediately, or you sit down and you're making faces and wasting your own time, not even theirs? Do you spend time resourcing how to keep a home? And I'm not saying a home for family, but something to make you comfortable. How well do you take care of your skin? When you talk to people, do you encourage them? You know, just things like that. So so aside from building my hard skills, knowledge, I was building my own soft skills as well. And that may mean less friends, because then you have to make meaningful friends. Look, here's the thing about friendships. It needs to be core. And when I mean core, it needs to be solid. So if you do not gain from each other positively, my sister, waste no time in exiting. Full stop. You guys don't owe, unless you're owing someone money, pay your buying ex. So for me, I was doing that, making new friends, and I stayed on course with God. I think one of the things that really helped me was the fact that I combed through the Bible as well to just totally understand God's promises for me. It was not negativity, it was not lack, it was not destruction, it was beauty, it was you know, me being his daughter, enjoying the fullness of life. And I have a class group and I tell them, look, from now till end of December 2020, I have just one major goal, and that is to chop life till the end of December. And they keep telling me, oh, you are different. I said, well, yes, there's a pandemic, but I'm kind. But then I need to take care of myself too. So, I mean, for someone, it might not be to chop life, it might be to, you know, make the home. So find more positive things to do with yourself. And no one is going to do it for you. You are going to do it for yourself. You are. No one is going to save you. That's what I tell people. Don't forget it. No one will show up in a cape and say, when you're there, you bring your hand. Let's be going. No, you are the one that will wear your own cape and fly. So I would encourage you. Bodam is reading a book. She has this series going on, but you have a role to play, and it starts with you. Make sure you guard your heart. Remove yourself from toxic situations. Make sure you do not spend your time on things that are not edifying. Take care of yourself internally and externally. Learn things that will make you grow. Hold on to God's promises as well. Do not seek people's validation. And before you know it, you'll be flourishing. You know? People will be wondering how you're doing it, and you're like, it's God. Literally, but they'll be like, oh, she doesn't want to tell. And then you say it again. It is God. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the year as well. Bye.
Wow, that's all I can say. You know, in one word, can you describe what you felt or how you felt whilst Onyade gave her talk or speech or just a snippet of her life's journey? It would be nice for us to see what it is you were feeling and how you're feeling right now, you know, as to after she's spoken. Such a powerful story and such a great reminder that at the end of it all, everything will work out for you. It doesn't matter what it looks like at the moment. At the end of it all, it will work out for you. That's something to definitely take away from today. All right, it's competition time and freebies, giveaway time. So on our social media handle, in case you need reminding, it's scrolling on your TV screen, on your device. You would see that we had a competition prior to today, and we said that we'll be giving out or announcing the winners today. Drumroll, please. It's time to reveal who our winners for today are.
Hello and good afternoon. My name is Budam, as you probably are well aware of by now. I would like to use this opportunity to introduce you to 3 of my other expressions and to invite you to find out a bit more about it and to see how best I can help you along your journey. The first of these expressions is something called the Esther curriculum. Now, the Esther curriculum are simply grooming and hospitality sessions for women, especially women in the public sector, in leadership, and in ministry. It's a fully online 5-module curriculum that is offered to you, and it covers things from the art of entertainment to the power of femininity. It covers poise and decorum to etiquette and protocol, and it is something that you do not want to miss out on if you are a woman, as I said, in leadership, in the public sector, or in ministry. If you would like to find out more about the Esther curriculum, how to enroll, and to sign up, please send me an email, info@budamtaiwo.com, with your details, or drop a comment in the comment section below, and I will send you the curriculum and all the details that you need. The second one of these expressions is called Hang Out with Single Sisters. Now, my single sisters have my heart, and they know every woman who's unmarried and who's on that journey to their marital fulfillment. It just burns in my heart to make sure they are living lives of impact and influence, and to make sure they are maximizing their single season. And this is what Hang Out with Single Sisters really is. It's a safe space. A space, an accountability space where we connect, we learn, we share, we grow, and we hold one another accountable to the standards we've set for ourselves. We have monthly meetings, monthly trainings, we have quarterly hangout sessions. I sometimes invite some of my friends over for guest mentorship sessions, and of course we have the regular gist that we do chat up with on the hub. If you are interested in Hangouts with Single Sisters, yep, you guessed right. Do send me an email to the email address scrolling at the bottom of the page now, and I will send you all the information you need. It's fully subscription based, so you pay for it per month, or at a discounted rate, you pay on an annual basis, and you remain on the hub. So if you're interested in knowing more about the Hangout with Single Sisters, I cannot wait to welcome you and to just bring you on board with me and walk that journey through your single season with you. And the final of these expressions is called Be-You-Ti-Ful sessions. And as you can probably guess, this is born from the book Be-You-Ti-Ful. Now, these sessions are clarity and identity sessions for women. I sit with you over a Zoom meeting, a cup of coffee, or in a room, and we just walk through what your goals are and how you can achieve them. Some women are suffering with, the fear of what happens if they really step into everything that they are meant to be or everything they were created to be. And I just walk with you to just help you clarify why you're here, clarify your goals, clarify the small steps you need to take in achieving those goals. And I can't wait to do the same for you as I've done for other women in the past. This is more one-on-one and quite intimate, so it is a very bespoke service I offer. But please, if you're interested in knowing more about beautiful sessions, you guessed right, send me an email to the email address scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And finally, before I go, if you have not picked up a copy of my book, Be-You-Ti-Ful, what are you waiting for? A lot of the things I do not charge at market value, but some of the proceeds from Be-You-Ti-Ful do help me in going forward to achieve the things I want to achieve for the women that I'm targeting. So if you've not bought a copy, please buy 1 copy, buy 5 copies, buy 10 copies. Get for women in your church, women in your church group, get for women in prisons, women in ministry, working mothers, at-home mothers, whoever it is, single, married, old, young. Be-You-Ti-Ful has a story for everybody, and I cannot wait for you to read it. Thank you once again. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for watching this far. I do appreciate you, and I love you very much. Have an amazing afternoon. Goodbye. Hi guys, I'm just here to say a very big, warm thank you. Thank you to every one of you that have stayed up until now, that have followed through, for commenting. It's just been such an amazing time sharing today with you. My heart is so full of so much joy, and I'm so excited. So a big thank you to each and every one of you. A huge thank you to my family, my friends, all the people here behind the scenes who you can't see, but who without whom today would not have been possible. I say a very big and warm thank you. Of course, the God Almighty, He just makes everything so much perfect. So thank you for that. And just finally, as we head out today, I want to encourage you to please go to Be-You-Ti-Ful_book on Instagram. Click the link in the bio. You'll be able to do your customized DP. And let's just start a beautiful movement, a whole beautiful campaign from today on out. Thank you again. And I just love you all. Have an amazing life, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank you, every single person, echoing Bodam's thanks and just saying it's been such a fab day. And, I know there are so many things going on your mind right now. And if you want to unburden or share or just tell us how today was for you, we'd love to hear from you. We love feedback. So please go onto our website, www.bodamtairo.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is simply @BodamTairo. And look forward to more videos in the coming days, weeks, and months. And so I'm sure some of you might be asking, so what's next? Well, you need to be following us on social media to find out what is going to be happening in the coming days. But don't forget, we have so many things in store for you. So many things from the Bodam Tairo brand. We have this Esther curriculum, which we spoke about earlier on. We have, obviously, this chat with single ladies and so many other things. So please keep on checking our website and follow us at Bodam Tairo and at Be-You-Ti-Ful_the-book. Thank you for being such a fab audience, for engaging with us throughout today's meeting. The video is going to be posted up, so for those who were not able to attend live today, you can share the link with them so that every single person takes part on this beautiful journey. Thank you. My name and will continue to remain Ayomaire Esse, and it has been a pleasure being your host for today. God bless you and have a beautiful life.
was